Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna do my makeup pretty much immediately, but I made a bagel and coffee. Can you tell I only slept 3 hours? I don't feel like I only slept 3 hours, but I am gonna hey. I am just gonna look a little bit like a gremlin for a second. These are the vibes. I can't believe so many people are here. I didn't expect this many people to be here right when I woke up. I definitely look tired. I'm going to start doing my makeup literally right away because I definitely look tired. And then we can have a little bagel and coffee moment, but I am going to just kind of start, I think. I will say though, my skin is in its best state in a very long time. And I will take it. But I do look very tired. I'm going to read whatever subs happened while I was asleep, if any. I do think I just want to do a little light layer of foundation. I don't even go very heavy. And I'll feel a lot better about everything with just like a little bit of foundation on. We went down subs since my nap. I don't... Bro, what? We'll figure it out. Hold on. Did you eat your bagel bit? You little bagel crumb? My last count was 1175. That is... Oh, wait, where's my mirror? That's weird. That's not supposed to happen. We were at 85%. I mean, I will go and check the count in a second. Let me just we're gonna start doing my makeup. We're gonna eat. There's a spider on my wall. What do I do? Ew, he's in the sunset lamp. Hold on, too much is happening already. I'm gonna use the mushroom cow to... Yeah, he's dead. This guy crushed him. Good job, mushroom. It must mean that some subs that I had before the subathon have expired or something. But I'm going to make sure that all the ones that have been acquired, even if the total number isn't the same anymore. I don't know. Streamlabs is also stupid, so... Are we surprised that this happened? I'm not. I killed it. There's 2 dead spiders stuck to my wall now. Because I have a habit of killing them and then leaving them stuck there. I thought to send a message to their spider brethren, but apparently that guy didn't get the message because he still showed up here. And now he's dead too. So, you know, what did he learn today? Don't mess with me. Don't come in my house. And don't mess with me. All right, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put on smooth jazz. As we do. I can't hear it right now, but I am going to have it playing. We're going to make cinnabons as soon as my makeup's done, by the way. How have we all been since I went off to sleep? Here, this is the mood. I actually feel very... Oh, dear. I don't know what to do about this. Thank you, Utter Chaos, for 100 gifted subs. Let me go and see what is up real quick, because I want to know what is up specifically now for our count. Thank you so much for 100 gifted subs. I have a feeling we're a lot closer to this number than it's showing. I think my biggest problem with my makeup this morning is I definitely had a little bit of dark circles under my eyes, and I've never had that before. That's how you know. That's how you know it's the 24-hour stream. And I'm very happy with the state of my skin in terms of pimples because I don't have any right now. All right, let's do a count. Yesterday, we got 471. Insane number for a single day. Today, we got 822. That puts us at 1,293. What the fuck, Streamlabs? I'm fixing it. Don't worry. I just have to keep getting in there and changing it every once in a while. But good call on noticing that, because that would have sucked. Now look at that. That's where we are. Today we want 1 million. On YouTube, I'm very close. Hey, everybody here, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is not enough to get me to 1 million, but I am close. Yeah, that is more like it. Dude! Dude! Is that how you look when you're tired? To be fair, I already put the layer of foundation on. I looked worse a minute ago. Everyone was very nice. Everyone knows I'm very self-conscious about my skin because I have struggled with my skin for a very, very long time. And actually, the thing that I was a little bit more embarrassed about coming on stream with no makeup is the state of the dark circles that were under my eyes, which I've never had dark circles before. But I've also never done a 24-hour stream before, so, you know. But you guys are very, very nice to me. I'm gonna finish by putting like a teeny bit of concealer. I don't put a heavy foundation base anymore. I don't know if I even showed. I just do a little dot. Here, I'm gonna show it because we're doing my makeup routine and people keep asking for this, and I do have it on my second channel, but now you get to watch me just do it live and hang out and chat. I do a little dot of this, which is Dior, it's gross, Dior Undercover 24-Hour Full Coverage, which is a buildable but medium foundation, and it's a little bit dark for me right now. It's actually almost spot on, but perfectly enough, just a little too dark for me to then mix in a CC cream with SPF focus. I don't look that bad. You don't have to hide from me. I mix in a little bit of this, and this is significantly too light for me. So I just do literally a little half a pump, and I mix them together. So I just do a little itty bitty dot, and then I do the teeniest amount of concealer. This is Maybelline. I don't like having to tuck my hair. I don't like tucking my hair. I do a teeny bit in my inner corners, and then just like spots, which I don't actually have too many of these days, which is like an incredible development for me, who's had struggles with my acne forever. Actually, only in my adulthood. I always put a little bit under my nose, and I always put a little bit here. And I have a spot here. And then we'll put powder, and then we'll do a little bit of eating my bagel because I'm hungry. Where'd I put my powder? I wish my hair grew this fast. It is extensions. Could you imagine? Well, good morning, everybody. How are we enjoying the Empire's Marathon? That was such a different era of me. Curly brown hair. Who even was she? Honestly, a queen. Because my hair was looking really good back then. Not that it doesn't look good now. Look at it. Look how long it is. I wish it was really mine. Yes? She just pooped. And she screams to let me know. I heard you. You pooped. Don't. You can't have the bagel. I see you squatting ready to jump up here, and I'm not having it. Oh! Ma'am, there's no room for you up here. I don't know what to tell you. I don't really know what to do about this. There's nowhere for you to go. Do you see the state of things here? Don't step in the coffee. Nope. Go back up. Ma'am. This is a Wendy's. You can't come over here, Star. There isn't any room. And that's it for my skin. Star, there's just... You don't fit. There, how's that? Next I use powder, which I use Maybelline Fit Me. And I just put Just get out of here. What is wrong with you? Star? Yes, go that way, please. Are you kidding me? You're sitting butthole on my phone, ma'am. Oh my goodness. Knocking my lipsticks. T-Wish Gremlin, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Okay. And that's all I do. Now I put a little bit of powder. Just ignoring the fact that my cat just demolished everything on my desk. I put a little bit of powder in the cap. I tap my little brush, and then I tap the excess off, and then I tap my little brush, and then I tap the excess off. And I start with my forehead, because if there's anywhere where I do have wrinkles, it's my forehead, because I have very expressive brows. So I have to set here before the wrinkles set in to the foundation. And I'm happy that I have wrinkles here, because it means that I express so much emotion. And I think that's so much better. And I think that's a good thing. Just like I think smile lines are a good wrinkle to have, because that means you smiled a lot. And then I do under my eye, and kind of up to the nose, and around there. And then whatever's left over into my eyelid. I don't use an overabundance of powder anymore like I definitely used to. How's the jazz? I can't hear it. I don't have my headphones in. It's harder to do my makeup if I have headphones in. And then the absolute excess on my nose. What kind of coffee am I drinking? I use my Keurig every morning, and I make Caribou K-Cups with just French vanilla creamer. I use the last littlest bit here on my chin, and then I just take the little last excess, I dip a little bit and take half and just go there, and then here. This part of my face doesn't get oily, really. And that's my powder. There's too much in this cap because I accidentally flipped the whole thing over too much. So we put it all back in, and we lose a lot of it on our shirt in the process. And that's how we do that step of my makeup routine. I'm gonna eat a bagel, a little bite of bagel. That's basically my foundation. Then I'm gonna do bronzer and or contour. I don't really know what the specific one I use is. You can use them interchangeably, kind of, I think. I don't really know the big deal. What kind of bagel is this? It's just a plain bagel with butter. I'm a bagel with butter girl. I'm not a big cream cheese fan. I can't believe we're all here. That's amazing. Look at us, who would have thought? I could hear while I was asleep in bed, because this is my bed right here. So I was just asleep right back there. Did my camera move? Oh, that's better. I could hear every time I screamed in the video. And I would just look over. I'm glad the extension worked so that it didn't go like, are you still watching? Apple, thank you for gifting 3 subs. I appreciate it. When I'm done with my makeup, we're gonna go and put cinnabons in the oven. And then I think we're gonna do a little bit of reading Am I the Asshole to get started. And I've been thinking about Slime Rancher all night. All 3 hours that I slept. I think that YouTube should have it be an option. Are you still watching? Let me choose for you to never ask me that ever again. Also, if you choose to start a playlist that's 10 hours long, I think assume that the person's going in with the intention for the playlist to play all the way through. Don't stop it and ask, are you still there? Nobody wants that. I cannot video that. The stream is stationary here. But you can hear me scream from the kitchen that it's going well. Okay, thank you for gifting 50. Oh, wow. We're 10 away from 24 hours. Make it easy on me so I don't have to do the math and figure out how many hours of streaming this is. Somebody gift 10. Oh my god. I honestly didn't think it happened till like into the afternoon today. Oh dear. Infinite Shadow Knight, he did it! Actually, there's one extra who got it, who slipped in there. Dilly Boy slid in and added an additional sub. We did it. It says 23 hours to go. Don't listen to that. That's not true. We've already been here for 15 hours. We did it! We're here until 6 p.m. tonight. Thank you everyone who participated. Thank you for everyone who's been here so far. I'm gonna keep eating my bagel, I'm starving. It's only 9 more hours to go, which I feel like the 3 hours of sleep that I got, that should carry me through. And then I will be going to bed, or I'll be hanging out with my friends. I don't even really know. Who knows? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for being here and subbing. Whew. What am I looking for? Now we just get to hang out for another 9 hours. This is fun. You should probably sleep after. I'll see how I feel. I probably should. I might even need a nap halfway through this next bit, but who knows? Alright, let me crush down this bagel. Let me do my makeup and we pop cinnamon buns in the oven. In fact, let me get this plate out of the way. I'll be right back. Do I put the cinnamon buns in now? No, I'll finish my makeup first. We did it, Star! Let's do the rest of my makeup. All right. It's bronzing time. Let's put some color back in my face. Chair moment. When's the last time you guys all cleaned your makeup brushes? Be honest. I did mine a couple weeks ago, which means I'm good for another few months. Let me see. I do a little bit of bronzer up here and a little bit here. A very small amount. I can't see perfectly well, so what if I really use them? I think that's okay then. Hi, Star. Did I scare you? I'm sorry. I knocked a thing over and it scared her and me. I can't see. I just do like about that much and bring it up my temple. cat. Oh. She slept a good amount of time too. And then I use whatever's left to just kind of put back here and then under my chin. Nose time. Was it a good nap? It did feel actually very good. I had a feeling because I've gotten up and spent a whole day after only getting 3 hours sleep. And I was like, I don't think that it's really going to be that bad. Until like 6 p.m. rolls around, then it might be that bad. But for now, did I do it crooked? That's okay. No one will know. Or they'll think my nose is crooked today, and I don't mind if that's the case. All you gotta do is blend it. Yeah, it's crooked. When you contour a crooked nose on your face, oops. Oops. She's making biscuits. Look at her go. You're doing such a good job. She's also suckling real hard. She heard we were making cinnamon rolls and she wanted to help. Star, you're doing amazing. Those are gonna be the best darn cinnamon rolls we've ever eaten. What a good bean. Oh boy. How many of us were here the whole time I was gone? And how was it rewatching Empires? Was it fun? Did you have a good time? I don't even fully blend this out because I like to leave a little bit of the line behind, like a teeny amount. I napped when you napped. It was a good 3-hour nap, I'll say. Alright, the shade that I use of my bronzer to do bronzing and or / contouring, I also put in my crease. And that's the extent of my eyeshadow. I'm just doing my everyday shadow routine today. I'm not doing any fancy look. Not this time. And then I take an even littler brush and I add a bit of an eye bag down here. Like I leave a little gap. A natural gap. Remember those eye bags from before? We want to enhance them by putting a little bit of a shadow to create a line under your bag. And then I take a little itty bitty guy like this into a highlight shade and fill that gap between that line and my eyeball under here to illuminate that little space in between. And we are done with the contour palette. Blush, I use NARS, and I very clearly need a new one. Though it is my very favorite shade. Where I put blush changes every day, depending on how I feel. I've been doing it a little higher up here, but then also the most pigmented kind of right under here. And then blending it around up towards my temple, but then also a little bit onto my actual cheek. I do a lot of blush. I just think that it's pretty. I like to be pink. An amount pink. It also very easily and very quickly kind of blends into the rest of my face, so while it looks like a lot now, it will not look like a lot by the time we are done. I promise. And then I take a little itty bitty, this is a crease brush. And I take everything that I tapped out and I put it, there's a fleck on my nose, get off. I put it right here. For a little flushed nose action. That's how I've been doing it every day lately. Sometimes I'll change and just put all of my blush across here. Sometimes I'll change and put my blush under my nose. Lately it's been on top in this area. Usually also, after I do that, I do actually go back into my contour palette and I take my crease brush that I used into that shadow, the contour shadow, and I add an extra amount of shadow here. I'm also gonna add like a ton of freckles there. Nail highlighter, which also I need a new one of. Actually, there's a decent amount left in here. I'm gonna use this until there is literally nothing left. This is my favorite highlighter ever. It's very shimmery and very highlightery. They could see me glowing from space, probably. And then I take the tapped off powder and I put a little bit above my brow, but then for all the other places I highlight, I take a little itty bitty boy. A little itty bitty brush. Inner corner. Inner corner. Brow bone. After for some reason now. I've changed the order of what happens with my brows. Tip of the nose. And down the center of my nose. And above my lip. But that one usually disappears because I end up accidentally doing my lipstick uneven, which means I have to overline slightly, and then I make that disappear. Now it's eyebrows. The highlighter is called Molten Glow. I can never for the life of me say the name of the brand that this is from. Jouer. Jour? I just never know. I take a little eyebrow brush with a little spoolie end. And I just use eyeshadow. I use this brown, clearly, mixed with this almost black. Are you black? It is black. Are you? I think it's almost black. It's a brown. It's a dark, dark, dark brown. So I mix the two together because I have very dark eyebrows. In fact, I think my eyebrows are this color, but I don't want to just straight up use near black on my eyebrow. Non-binary, thank you for gifted subs. Solaris Stars. Laughing Seals. Thank you guys for subscribing. We hit the goal. We're here for 24 hours. That's very exciting to me. Wait, I need to change the title of the stream. I'm awake now. Sleepover vibes. I'm napping. Wait, how loud is the jazz? It's not too loud, right? Good, okay. All right, so I dip a little bit, oh wait, first I brush them where I want the hairs to be, which is there, and there. Jazz is good. I define the front of my brow. I like add a very, very light amount underneath, but then I do add an amount here to the front to add little extra hairs and make it a little bit feathery. I don't like the full feathered brow where you brush all of your hairs straight up. I think I have too many hairs. This might not look like a whole thick eyebrow, but there's just a lot of hair packed in there, believe me. I had an eyebrow tech be like, damn, you have a lot of hair in there. My eyebrows used to be thicker too, but I did pluck them when I was in high school, sadly, because that was what you did. In fact, I was warned before I went to high school by another girl who was in high school. She was like, pluck your eyebrows, you're gonna get made fun of. And I was like, I've had enough of that, so I'll do what you say. And so I did. And then also I blend out this line so it's not perfectly straight. That's one eyebrow filled in and one not. There's not a huge difference. I just make it a little bit more defined and less ugly. And also I hardly pluck my eyebrows anymore. So whatever hairs do still grow there, I leave them, which does make the state of my brows constantly different. But I like it that way. They're crazy and they're having a time. They're having the time of their lives. This eyebrow has more hair at the front here already. I didn't even add any hairs yet. I only just barely started to, but it already has extra hairs that are long, so I have to make this one match. That's why I should have mentioned that. That's why I do that. Because this one already has it naturally, because he's crazy like that. But I do want to blend this out. I don't want like a perfect straight line there. Boom. Eyebrows are filled in. Woo! Wait, let me get a sip of coffee before this gets cold. That's what happened the last time. All of my makeup looks crazy until the eyeliner goes on. I don't like how I look without eyeliner. I'm so used to wearing it from every single day since I learned how to do it. Kill me. I need that mug. It was Steven Septic merch a billion years ago, so sadly I don't think it's available anymore. And now I don't use a tinted brow gel anymore because I do fill in my brows with color. I just use a clear brow gel. I think it's a lot better. And on days where I don't want to wear full makeup, but I want to kind of have things feel a little bit more put together, clear brow gel by itself in my eyebrows is better than nothing. But I think with how dark my brows already are, adding in tinted gel just doesn't help. And I always end up it gets messy. We are almost done. In fact, I put a white jumbo pen. Can somebody, I have to admit something. Who has used this white jumbo NYX eyeliner? It's very common for people who use white eyeliner for them to use specifically this one. Jazz just ended. How has it already been an hour of jazz? How have I been here for that long already? A lot of people use this. How do you sharpen it? I look crazy with my eyebrows. I know this looks crazy right now, but just wait. How do you, just a big sharpener? Can you sharpen this pencil? It doesn't feel like it should be sharpenable. It's like plasticky, isn't it? Do I have a sharpener? I, for the very longest time, thought you just couldn't sharpen this because it doesn't feel like a pencil. It's like a candle. I need an eyeshadow pencil sharpener. There's like a nub left because, and I'm gonna admit, for a really long time I didn't know, and I even bought a big like sharpener, like a big jumbo one, and I felt like I couldn't get it to actually sharpen, so I kept throwing them away when I got to the nub and I couldn't use it anymore and I'd have to buy a new one. Did someone literally make a TikTok about it? Because I haven't for the longest time known that you could sharpen this. It doesn't feel like you should. I've tried like twisting at the bottom because I was like, it's plasticky feeling. But there's gotta be more in here than this. It's gotta be a sharp sharpener. Apparently the one I bought wasn't sharp enough. I'm gonna use the nub and I'm gonna buy myself a sharpener. I am a diehard white liner in the waterline fan. Done. Next step, I saved the eyeliner for the absolute last because I feel like it absolutely transforms my entire face. I do think I look crazy. You're very nice for saying that I don't. I definitely feel like I do. I'll go to Sally's Beauty. So I use both of these. I actually, for a really long time, was only using the lighter one, but I like mixing in a few darker freckles. I bought both of these as a pair. Why does everything have this like gross gunk on it? I think it's my mascara leaked somehow. I don't even know how mascara can leak, but I bought these as a pair on Amazon. They will last you for so long. It's like a full Crayola marker of freckle. They don't blend out once you put them down, so you kind of have to be a little bit precise in where you want them and not expect to be able to pat them out very easily. because it's like a marker. But I like them a lot more than Freck. Freck is the teeniest little bottle and they're too expensive. These were like $10 for both in a pack on Amazon. Tyler Goodrich, thank you for subscribing. And where I place these also depends on the day. Sometimes I put them only, oops. See, I put a big one, too big of one there. That's there forever now. I'm not gonna be able to blend that out. Sometimes I do just all over the nose. Sometimes I bring it out underneath my cheek. Sometimes I bring it all the way up to where my highlighter goes. I've been liking more lately doing it like the most on the bridge of my nose and not as much on my cheeks. That's the lighter color. And I do way less of the darker color and very, very carefully because again, these don't pat out. But I do like the contrast of some darker ones. And then it's eyeliner time. And then mascara. And then my lips. But that will do it. I use the Better Than Sex mascara. Oh wait, we're not there yet. I just skipped eyeliner immediately. Do you blend them a bit or leave them like that? Again, these markers from Amazon, they're not very blendable. They're not gonna blend. So I leave them like this. I think throughout the day, as my makeup as like my skin oils come through and my makeup kind of melts more into my skin, and kind of becomes my face a little more, you know what I mean? Like it kind of wears into your skin a little bit. I think they become a little bit more subtle. I don't mind them being this dark though. I think that they look good. They do not blend with a brush. You could tell me to try, but I'm going to tell you right now. They do not blend with a brush, period. They will blend, like, they really are not blendable freckles. I'm just going to let you know that. You can get in there with your finger and scrub at it, and they most likely will not fade unless you try to get rid of them entirely. This might be able to pat down and, like, because it has foundation already on it, it'll take down some of the opaqueness. Is that the right word? I don't know, but I'm telling you, because I've used this product for a lot of time, it is not a blendable freckle, and I like them this way. I like them this dark. I don't mind it at all. But just a warning, you can blend them immediately, but these also don't stay wet for even a second. I'm just warning you, they're not blendable. They really are not, they don't work like that. Unless somebody here has these specific markers, but they're just not. I got the same freckle pens and can confirm there's no blending it. It's like, here, let me put it on my hand. And I'm gonna use the dark one just so you can really see it. Okay, I did really big dots, which made them be wet. Oh, you're the sweetest thing in the whole universe. So, all right, that was a bad example because I put it on a layer of foundation on my hand and that actually did rub off a little bit. Although you'd have to, I really rubbed hard with my finger to make them, they're fading. Oh, I'm stupid. Just trust me. Unless you're really gonna go at it on your skin and mess up your foundation and like really rub at it, they don't blend. You can make them lighter, but they do not blend out. That's definitely true. All right, eyeliner. I'm gonna be quiet because this is the most important thing. And I'm not very good at it away from the mirror. Anybody else start their eyeliner on the inside of their eyeball and just get pen ink in your eye? Because that's me every morning. I do want to try one day, I forget what it's called. It's like invisible liner where you put concealer there and shadow around. I forget the order you do it in, but it's like anti-eyeliner or something. Sounds pretty good. And now the other side will just definitely not match, so. Okay, there's a little bit of a bump there by accident. That happens. Now to make the other side bumpy. I think I just need to round to the top of this one now. I think that's it. I think here's the thing that always ends up happening. This one's curved up, and it's hard for me to turn this way and look. Wait. You can't tell as much, but this one's curved down slightly, or just more straight out. And then this one's curved up. They are always in different directions. But that's gonna do it. Mascara. Look at how much my face is transformed by the eyeliner. This is actually not the NYX eyeliner anymore. I stopped using the NYX Super Skinny Marker because I decided I don't like the stiff marker tip anymore for eyeliner. And I have evolved to the felt tip, which is more like a paintbrush. A lot harder for people who aren't like very steady with their hands. I would say this is a lot harder for like beginners to use a felt tip. But I have finally evolved to the felt tip, and I can't go back to the Super Skinny Marker. It's so stiff. It's so stiff and impossible for me to use now. Look, these guys are gonna be here forever today, though. And I just put on... I don't mind that the thickness of my eyeliner hides the fact that I even have lashes. And I don't like wearing false lashes every day. Those are only for special occasion. So I just try my very best. At the front of my eye, where my eyeliner's the thinnest, I try to put and brush out my lashes the most. And then my lashes at the back, I just try and make them stick up farther than the eyeliner. But, as you can see, it doesn't work. They have disappeared behind the eyeliner. But if you see me in person, you will see my eyelashes. That's what I'm going for mostly. Is that if you are stood face to face with me, you can see that I do have eyelashes. But I try to put the most in the absolute front inner corner because that's where you have a chance of seeing my eyelashes. Because my eyeliner is the thinnest. This is also a very good buildable. And then whatever's left... Oh, I can't do this. I got a lot of extra mascara underneath. Whatever's left on here, I run through my bottom lashes and try and go for a few little clumpings. You kind of can see like they stand out, individual like little clumps of lashes. I did get a bunch of mascara flakes right underneath there, but you can't see it on stream, so I don't care. I bought a henna kit, and I kind of want to try henna freckles so that when I don't have makeup on, I can still have like a little freckly look. I think that'll also make my skin just kind of look a little more nice if I have freckles hiding the other imperfections that I'm painfully aware of in my skin still. Though I am very happy with where it's at currently. Last, I'm going to use this shade of lipstick today. Yesterday I went for a berry. I'm going to go for this guy today, which is usually my everyday one. And I started with Vaseline on my lips. I always do. I probably could have used more, actually, by now. It's okay. It's fall. We're a little bit dry. And that's how I do my makeup every day. And now I feel like me again. Dude. There's so many people here. That's crazy. I picked out an outfit. Let me put all my makeups away. Look at her in the little beams of sun. Dude. This is definitely my like absolute favorite way of doing makeup. See, I don't feel like these stand out so much anymore when the full look is done. Are they dark? Yeah, but I think I really, really like them that way. This is how I like doing my makeup every day. It is the most me that I feel when I'm wearing makeup that is like this. It's why I don't really experiment with makeup looks anymore as much. I feel like now that I've found one that I've decided I really settled in as my face, I don't like doing other looks as much because then I don't feel like me. This is the face that I like to present. This is the face I like to present to people. Oh, but I do really want to try. I'm gonna try the henna on my arms or like on my hand or something, like little dots to make sure the freckles don't come out like black on my skin. And if they come out good and they fade nice, I'm gonna do probably a video on my second channel doing henna freckles. I've wanted to so badly for a while because I think it'll make me feel just a little bit even extra confident in my bare skin. Just that little extra boost to make me not so painfully aware that I feel so embarrassed when I'm outside without makeup on, and it's such a thing that I should not be embarrassed by. And my skin is so good right now. It is so good right now. It's like literally today, the best it's been in the last 9 years of my life, because since I turned 20, I had trouble with acne. Thank you everyone who's being so nice and saying I'm pretty. I don't need people to tell me that at this point in my life. I definitely would have benefited from it when I was younger and did genuinely think I was a little ugly duckling. And hey, maybe I was. But here's the thing. We need to also accept that sometimes we're going to be ugly to people, and that's okay. What was I gonna... Oh, let me show you my outfit that I picked out. I thought my hair wasn't gonna look good today after sleeping, but the dry shampoo I loaded up in here. Let me tell you, Batiste, is that how you say it? That was my absolute favorite dry shampoo. And the guy that got mine from Rite Aid that I ordered the other day, because I left mine in England, he gave me the wrong kind and he gave me the volumizing specific kind. It's the best. It's literally so good. It's so good. The look that I've picked out today, I'm feeling fall. I might even go back in and add a little bit more berry color to my lip again because I really liked that shade, although this is definitely my favorite everyday shade. I was gonna put this little hat on, and I probably still will. I don't know how this is gonna look yet because I kind of just laid it out on my bed. Little black shirt with little white collar. Brown plaid skirt. This has lining like it's a winter jacket, which I just know in England. I've worn this in England, in fact, is so nice and warm and cozy. But I like the change in the direction of the plaid on the skirt. This is my favorite plaid skirt right now. Little knee-high black socks. And last but not least, a big brown knit sweater. I've been dying to wear this again because it just feels like the epitome of fall. Also, I have to make a group of people go to a farm with me, or like apple picking farm place, because you know what it is this season for? Apple cider donuts. Anybody else just a big fan of apple cider donuts? I don't know if that's like that was a big deal on the East Coast when it was fall time. We'd go to, in New Jersey specifically, we'd go to Demarest Farm and we'd get soup. We'd go pick apples and or a pumpkin each, me and my siblings. And we'd always get apple cider donuts. It's the best. If you've never had them, find a farm around you if you can, or just find some apple cider donuts in the store. If you're even willing to go next level, if you don't have them, I need to fix this. Look at her. You can make them, which is a bit extra, and I won't do it. Good morning, Junk! Hey, I slept for 3 hours. I'm so happy I even got 3 hours of sleep. We hit our goal, which means I am here for 24 hours, and it's already been 16. And that 3 hours of sleep, I feel fully rested. Maybe this is the secret. Maybe 8 hours is not what I truly need, which is what I always thought I did. I always was strictly at like a 9 to 10 hour sleep amount person. Okay. I don't know how I'm awake for 3 hours. This awake after 3 hours. I slept for 4. I prefer 8. I think I'd agree. I prefer 8, but I'm feeling very functioning and just as awake as I would after a full night's sleep right now. That's right now. I have only been awake for an hour. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the day as I have to stream until 6 p.m. again. All right, I'm going to go away for a little bit because I'm going to go change. I'm not doing that on stream. And I have to pee. So I'm going to pop this. Oh, I missed. This back up here. I'll be back so quick. Don't even sweat it. You guys waited 3 hours while I slept. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm probably not going to keep the hat on, but I wanted to show you the full fit because I will absolutely wear this at some point this fall, winter. Where's the button? Wait, hold on. Let me just check, make sure everything's good. If I had a black button up with a collar that didn't have those white sleeves, I would have opted for that instead, but I don't. But you can't see the sleeves. Yeah, this jacket's not. I look like a little schoolgirl. What is Okay. Yeah, the hat's going. But imagine though, hold on. No, that's too much. We keep it folded, but yeah, the hat's going. The hat is gone. However, there is a way that works. Now my hair's a mess. The hat is adorable with the ears. I like when I have to wear a hat in the winter now to cover my bangs, like Mickey Jones style. Because also in England, when it's windy and wet in their winter, I have a lot more control over my hair. But I live in California, so this is a completely unnecessary thing to be wearing right now. I'm gonna brush my hair. Otherwise, though, get this out of the way. Fit. Ugh. It's gonna be too warm for this today, though, so I'm gonna have to take the sweater off at some point. I really just wanted to wear the sweater. Honestly, I think it would work with this skirt and just a black t-shirt. Or like my Guns N' Roses t-shirt. I like the brown sweater a lot though. I'm feeling very fall today. I want an apple cider donut. I want a cinnabon. Should I go make a cinnabon? I think I gotta make a cinnabon. We're making cinnabons, dudes. Don't go anywhere. I'm actually gonna bring, I think, the cinnabon can and my baking sheet in here. Hold on. I'm in my baking era right now. And I bought a bunch of puff pastry because a bunch of those little baked goods I tweeted. And I'm gonna make little peach cinnamon tart things. Look at that bean back there just being so cute. And I have, though, today, the jumbo cinnamon rolls. They are the big ones. I need to go smack this so that it explodes. I'm gonna lay them all out on my baking sheet that I have ready in the kitchen. I'm gonna preheat the oven to 350. And then I'm gonna walk away for about 25 minutes and we're gonna have jumbo cinnamon buns with icing. And I wish I could give them to you. I'm waiting for the oven to preheat. I should hear a beep. And I'm gonna, where'd my coffee go? I'm gonna finish my coffee while we're here. And then we'll read Am I the Assholes while it cooks. And then when we're done eating our cinnamon buns, I think we're gonna play some Slime Rancher. I'm like super obsessed with it right now. I kind of want to look up all of the potential slimes and plan out my combos and kind of start over. Is that insane? But also, I know that there's potential for cuter combinations. So I kind of want to do that. Slime Rancher 2, of course. What was I gonna look up? Oh, Am I the Asshole? Let's just read some fun ones. I'm gonna wait for the beep though to put them in. And then we'll start reading because that'll be a good 25 minutes. I can't believe there's so many subs. I can't believe there's so many subs and so many people here. I'm gonna start just reading titles out though, and we can kind of decide which ones sound fun. Like, I don't know. Let me just read some titles. Let's see what sounds juicy. Am I the asshole for refusing to share my bed with my brother-in-law even though his kids were sleeping in it? That doesn't sound fun. Am I the asshole for not deleting or removing photos of my daughter from my phone? That doesn't sound fun. Am I the asshole for potty training my niece and nephew? That could be fun. Why are you potty training them? And why would you be an asshole for doing it? And who didn't do it? Who's letting them just poop on the floor? Am I the asshole for calling my sister an insensitive bitch after she stole my daughter's name? Oh, that's juicy. That sounds juicy. Am I the asshole for being upset that my wife didn't stay in the hospital with me? This one has a lot of interactions with it, so that one could be really good, and we'll see. Am I the asshole for booking a different restaurant than my mother has agreed to so my daughter and my wife can eat too? Yeah, I want to read that one. That sounds juicy too. Mothers, and mother-in-laws can be really messy drama. Why is it always like that? Why are they all like that? Am I the asshole for lowering the amount of money I send to my parents? These could all be interesting. Am I the asshole for yelling at my girlfriend and making her leave my apartment after she made my little sister cry? Probably not, but I'm gonna find out. Yes, we are. Oh no. Do we want to read one where people are like homophobic and racist? Because those can be really funny to make fun of. But also, do we even want to acknowledge, do we even want to get into that? Yes, so it's like, yes. We love to shame a racist and a homophobe. We can always make fun of bigots. Would I be the asshole if I stopped? Oh wait, did I even read the other one, the title? Oh, it says, am I the asshole for making a snarky comment about my aunt and uncle could have had a nice white baby? And it sounds like the aunt and uncle are awful people. So that's always a thing. That's unfortunate. This one Reddit deemed the asshole. So I really love to read the ones where people wrote out the story thinking they definitely weren't the asshole. And then everyone on Reddit agreed, yes, you are. Although sometimes Reddit's wrong. I feel like Reddit has been wrong before. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter that her grades are more important than her pain right now? And Reddit said they're an asshole. I think you sound like the asshole already. Your grades are more important than your pain. I don't think it means physical pain either. I have a feeling it's like an emotional, like a mental health problem. But also it might not be. If it's physical pain as well. Oh my god, it's physical pain. It's literally physical pain. She was in an accident. Of course that's more important than her grades. You know, you can make those up. I'm checking the oven. literally has 20 degrees. I just don't remember if my oven beeps for when the temperature is set, so I'm just gonna stand here and wait. Okay, I think we've got a good selection, though, for, oh my goodness, look at that bean just sunbathing back here. My lady. Yeah. There it is, that's the beep I want to hear. You keep an eye on that one, make sure she doesn't cause a fire, although I'm the one in the kitchen. Oh, I love you, baby bean. Hey, Siri. Set a timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes, starting now.
He's British. And that's how I have been dubbed the least American among my British friends. Okay, let's read the one where Reddit said they're an asshole, because I like to read the ones where they're the asshole and they don't know it yet. It's funny to me. You need to air dry those cinnamon rolls? What do you mean? They haven't even been cooked yet. They're just going into the oven. And then we will let them... Oh, air fry! I only have a little air fryer. Oh my god, I could make a cinnamon bun one at a time, though. That sounds like a lot of work. I'm making all 5. Oh my god, but I'm only gonna eat one. That's amazing and genius. And my air fryer would only need 1. That's amazing. I'm gonna make another coffee soon. Don't judge me. I only slept 3 hours. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter that her grades are more important than her pain right now? Reddit said yes. Let's find out if they're right or not. Preface, if I come off as callous, it's because I'm trying to be succinct. I think it might be because you're callous. I, 46 female, have a... I actually expected it... No, I'm not going to say it. I, 46 female, have a 16-year-old daughter. In July, she was in a car accident. Most of her injuries were mild. She went to the hospital, but they let her go home after a few days of observation. But even after we got home, she complained a lot about pain. Okay, valid. Already. I was concerned and took her to our GP, general practitioner. Yeah, okay. But they couldn't find anything wrong. I told her it was probably in her head and in response to the traumatic event and that she'd be fine in a few days. She stopped complaining about it after that and everything seemed good. Sometimes you can't just stop at the first doctor who says, I don't see anything wrong. If you feel something's wrong, something's wrong. Get another doctor. Ask another person. Get a second opinion. Because doctors have been wrong. And if you feel like something is wrong and they tell you, no, it all looks good, they're missing something. The doctor's an asshole too. Fast forward to yesterday and I got an email from her teacher that she's constantly despondent in class and laying her head down and not participating. Something is wrong. Go back to the doctor. That's the worst thing. I was already seeing red from that. Okay, that's already an extreme reaction to get to, that you're so angry that she's despondent in class and laying her head down and not participating. You're seeing red from that? You have anger problems and your daughter's in pain and your doctor didn't notice why. And she should have gone back or seen another doctor because something's wrong. And after a car accident, you don't want to mess with what could have gone wrong. I got in a car accident one time in my life. I was rear-ended so hard. My car was destroyed. It didn't look like it on the outside, but the frame was absolutely irreparable. It was destroyed. And I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't get anything checked. But for a year, I had I could never sleep comfortably. My neck and back hurt. I never figured out why. And eventually, after a year of just being in pain and not realizing that I should have just gotten it checked, because you never want to let a problem like that sit. And especially if you hit your head at all in a car accident, you're despondent, you're not participating, your whole personality is off. Go to the doctor. Get a little scan. You're seeing red because they're not participating in class. Okay. And I decided to check on her grades. She turned in multiple assignments late and lost points on them, which is not at all on par with her typical performance. Oh, God. I confronted her about it, and she was really quiet at first. Okay, first of all, I don't feel like this should start as a confrontation. I think that it would have been better if you had said a conversation. Confrontation is a bit aggressive, especially considering you saw red after hearing about how she's not participating in class anymore. She was really quiet at first, like she didn't know what to say. I pushed her on it. Oh my God, you're too hard on her. Let her live. And she started talking about pain again, which I frankly think is bullshit. And you wonder why you might come off callous. She hasn't said a peep about it for 2 months. That's because you didn't listen to her the first time. Kids realize when they tell their parents about a problem and they don't listen, they're going to stop telling you about the problem because you're not going to help. So they don't tell you about it anymore. That's a horrible way to have a relationship with your parents. You don't listen to them. They'll stop telling you stuff. Only when her grades are slipping. I think that that's connected still. We started arguing about it, and I said her grades matter more than her pain. She's a junior this year. It is not the time to be slacking. Is she in college? She's a 16-year-old. She's in high school. That's a 16-year-old. Get her to a doctor immediately, first of all. She's been in her room since, refusing to talk to anyone. She wouldn't even go to school today. I'm at a loss. She's never been so difficult. And I'm questioning whether or not I'm in the right here. Am I the asshole? Yeah. Something's wrong with your daughter. Take her to a doctor. It's even more alarming that she was in a car accident, and the way that she's behaving 2 months later is that her personality has changed to the point where she is despondent in class and laying her head down. Something is wrong. That's the most important thing, more than her grades. They added an edit because Reddit ripped them apart. Reddit was like, you are an asshole. Like, definitively, no question about it. And they added an edit, and they said, I get it. I'm an awful person. At least they get it. I wasn't seeing past the grades, and I treated my daughter horribly. Oh, wow, they're actually admitting. I thought they were going to be, like, sassy about it. Snarky. Thank you especially to the medical professionals who replied. I had no idea this could... You don't mess with being in an accident and your mood being shifted so dramatically. That could be something wrong with your brain. If you hit your head, that is a big deal. It is very serious. And you ignored her talking about her pain because you believed the doctor and said, when the doctor was like, well, there's nothing wrong. If your daughter said she's in pain, would she be lying to you about that? I already booked a specialist for 2 weeks from now. I kind of want an update on that. I want to make sure she's okay. After letting an injury that could be like to her head specifically for 2 months, that is dangerous. That was the earliest appointment, and I apologize to my daughter. I know I still have a lot of making up to do. We're going out for ice cream. Yeah, that's... You have a lot more to do than just going out for ice cream, dude. At least she's trying. But also, this is a lesson in general of when your kids tell you something is wrong or they don't feel good about something is off. You have to listen to them. Don't tell them that you think that whatever problem they're bringing to you is bullshit. They'll stop bringing problems to you, and then your daughter sits at home for 2 months with a potential brain injury, and that's your fault. So it's gonna take a little more than ice cream, I'd say. Just a little bit. Glad that she has an appointment with a specialist now. Hopefully not too late. I don't imagine so if the only issue is just she's a bit, sounds like she's, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it seemed like she's tired and not interested in participating and a little bit disconnected. I don't think that's necessarily something, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. This is why you go lethargic. Yeah, that could be okay, but definitely get her into a doctor. That's good. I told her it was probably in her head. I can't believe that. You assume, this is what Reddit had to say, because they did rip her apart, which is, I can't believe she came on Reddit and thought she wasn't the asshole. This guy said, you assumed because she shut up about her pain because you told her to, that it no longer exists. And she's only bringing it back now that her grades are slipping. Oh no. And you're using her silence on it as proof while ignoring that you told her to stop talking about it. Yeah, you're the asshole. Whether this pain is physical or psychological, it's still incredibly real pain. She needs help, not an asshole parent telling her to shut up and then throwing her silence back in her face. Do better. Oh my god, wait, yeah, I just realized. She stayed in the hospital for a few days after the accident. Ooh, I smell cinnamon bun. Ooh, I smell cinnamon bun. That means, I don't know, it must have been serious enough. She said the injuries were mild, but they kept her in the hospital for multiple days. They wouldn't do that if it was mild, first of all, because that's expensive. A bed in a hospital, oh, this might not be American people. Oh, if they're American, that's expensive. That's not a free stay. So if they're keeping you there for several days and they know they're charging you for it, although I wouldn't put it past a hospital to do it even though you don't need to and then you have to pay for it. But I don't think they're doing that because also those beds are very important for people with serious problems. Still expensive for the hospital regardless. Oh, I don't even mean for the hospital. Screw the hospital. It's expensive for the person in the hospital. If you're American, you pay to stay in a hospital overnight. A lot of money. I don't care about how much it costs the hospital. That's not my concern. It's how much the mother and daughter now owe to this hospital for staying a few days. They don't do that for nothing. That's the American healthcare system. You pay to stay at the hospital when you're dying. You pay to be saved. Sure, it's expensive for the hospital, but like also, that's not supposed to be our problem. You know, we use it in taxes and stuff. I don't know. Somebody wrote, I was left disabled after a car accident, but I was out of the ER in a couple of hours. She was in for a couple of days. How does OP not realize how serious that is? And she said they were mild. You don't keep someone with mild injuries for 3 days. She said a few days. OP, why did you dismiss and ignore her pain? Why didn't her GP refer her to a pain specialist or a neurologist if she insisted she was still in pain and the doctor couldn't find anything wrong? This bothers me, actually. This has happened to me before, too. And maybe this is another American healthcare system problem. And just maybe all of us keep picking bad doctors, too, because they're hard to find good ones. I went to a doctor with a problem. They couldn't find a cause for the problem. That's the last I heard from that doctor. Did the problem go away because they didn't find the cause? No. But they were done looking for it. She went to a doctor because she felt pain. The doctor couldn't find a cause of the pain and then sent her home, even though she has pain. She told you she has pain. Just because you can't find why doesn't mean that there's no problem. If she feels pain, you go to another doctor. Refer her somewhere. But that happened to me so many times where I went with a specific problem to a doctor. They did their tests, I've had scans done and stuff like that, and they couldn't find the cause, so they just send you home. They're done looking now. They couldn't find it, so you must be making it up or something. It is unfortunately a sadly common occurrence that women and people of color are not listened to as seriously about their pain. This is a very real and true thing. But also, why does this keep happening where when you bring a problem to the doctor, if they can't find the cause of it, they go send you home because they think, well, there must be nothing wrong then. You came here with a problem. If you can't find it, find someone who can. Anyway, I didn't even finish reading this one, but I'm bothered. I hate this one so much. I'm mad. Ooh, I should have waited for the next sentence of this particular person's comment. Women/girls are not treated as equals in the medical field. She needed you to believe her, and you told her it was in her head. Could you be any more dismissive and condescending? Do you know how many doctors said that to me? And from her own mother, too. I was later told that my soft tissue damage would take longer to heal than if I'd simply broken my back. I already know your daughter has been in pain since the accident, but she didn't feel safe in telling you. What proof do I have? Her grades aren't normal for her. What a coincidence! Chronic pain leeches the joy. It could just be now she's in chronic pain. It doesn't even have to be anything to do with her brain or any, like, maybe a head injury. She's been in pain for 2 months, potentially. Chronic pain leeches the joy from your soul. Being happy and lively take energy, and your daughter is going into trying to survive each day. Yeah. Chronic pain is a very serious problem that a lot of people suffer. So, I mean, we're done with that one. That one just makes me more mad the more I read about it. Definitely the asshole. We got 10 minutes left on the cinnamon buns. I can't wait to put the icing on. This is gonna be amazing. Yeah, that one's bothersome. One, because the doctor is an asshole because she came with pain after an accident and the doctor couldn't find a specific cause, so he just dismissed her. That blows my mind. What about the pain that is there, though? Just because you can't... Oh my... I'm the mother. All right. I can't wait for these cinnamon buns. I've been dealing with serious back pain for the last couple of months, but at least my GP sent me to a spine specialist. Yeah, if you can't find the cause, send them somewhere else. Pain specialist, neurologist, back. I don't know what specific injuries she had. It's so simple. Just send them to somebody else to keep looking until you do find the cause, because something's wrong. They didn't come to you for no reason. I actually never got the answer to my problem either. To be fair, I did go to a specialist, and their final solution was like, well, let's just wait and see what happens. And I was like, I don't love that. I don't love that. And nothing's happened still. I have to go back, actually. That's one of the appointments I tried to call and make the other day. I have to call back because they weren't available. Little TMI. I had like I went to a throat specialist because I don't know if you can still... Yeah, you can. You see him. That's a lymph node. He's swollen. He's been swollen for a year. They did all sorts of tests. I had a CT scan. I think the next was an MRI that they're planning. But first he was like, let's just leave it and see if it goes away. And I was like, I don't know about that. I was on antibiotics that were supposed to make it go away. It didn't. And it's still there. Usually this is an indicator of an infection. They didn't find one. And then he sent me home. There's definitely something still happening. I don't know. So I have to go. That's on me now. I have to go back. But so many doctors will just send you home without finding the cause of the problem. But like, how do you ignore that? It's not in my head. There's also one here, but you can't see that one as well. But you can see him. He's a little swollen lymph node. I could feel him. He's so cute. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna make the call tomorrow. I just don't know. I'm scared. But we're gonna do an MRI. We did the CT scan. Everything looks good. So I feel okay that like there is no immediate problem, but definitely keep chasing answers to the problems. Don't let them send you home and then just drop it. It's so easy to just let it go and be like, well, the doctor said it doesn't seem concerned, so I shouldn't be concerned. I don't believe that every doctor in every situation can care wholly about your life specifically because they see so many individual people, so you have to chase. You have to chase the solutions to your problems. And don't stop until you do, because honestly, your health is so worth it. Am I the asshole for making a snarky comment about how my aunt and uncle could have had a nice white baby? Let's find out about these bigoted aunt and uncle now. That'll be fun. Good crack. Good crack. I, 18 female, am adopted. My aunt and uncle have made comments about this in the past about how I'm not real family. Okay, I've heard enough. They're assholes. What are we even... why are we questioning that? Excuse me? Throw them all out immediately. Why would you listen to anything they say after they've said that? Oh, dear God. It doesn't really bother me anymore because I barely see them apart from at family reunions and stuff. Why are your family letting them be there? They don't act like real family. That's the T. That's not real family. Your aunt and uncle. Blood doesn't make a difference. That's gross. Rude, gross behavior. They are also homophobic, racist, and every kind of ist, etc. They couldn't get pregnant because of various reasons, including the fact that my aunt is pushing 40. Anyways, they spent a bunch of money on fertility treatments even before using an egg donor. Also, I had just gotten a hysterectomy at the time for medical reasons, and my aunt made some weird comment to my mom about how I was wasting my purpose as a woman. Oh no. Oh no. Where are the cinnamon buns? I'm gonna eat all 5. I'm having a crisis. And how I could have been a surrogate for them. Quotes, or not quotes, parentheses, vomit. They also said they didn't want to adopt, they wanted their own kids. Didn't want abandoned problem kids. You gotta, the whole family needs to have your back and cut them off. Why are they still invited to the family gatherings at this point? That's unacceptable in so many ways. So many things about this is unacceptable. So the baby was born, and shock, horror, surprise. Wait, whose baby? Wait, whose baby? Did I miss something? Did she get pregnant? Oh. Oh no. Oh, this isn't fun anymore because a child is gonna suffer in this situation, probably. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so they did fertility treatments and it worked. So the aunt did end up pregnant. Oh, I don't like this one. So the baby was born. And shock, horror, surprise, the baby is brown. Apparently the egg donor wrote Caucasian as ethnicity, but had a Guyanese grandmother. They had the baby with... I feel really awful for the baby because this is just a bad situation now. They had the baby with them at the family reunion, and my aunt in particular looked tired and upset. I couldn't resist making a comment to my mom within earshot of them. I know they're so rude. I know. I don't know why people are like that. Star? I know. I would never. You're my pride and joy, baby bean. Anyway. I couldn't resist making a comment to my mom within earshot of them that if they'd adopted, they could have picked out a nice white baby and maybe they mistook the IVF clinic for the Build-A-Bear workshop. What? I've heard they might be trying to sue the clinic. I don't really think that the clinic's responsible if the person who donated their sperm, put Caucasian, probably was very much a white passing person and just had a grandparent that is Guyanese. And it probably didn't mean anything to them, especially if their parents were both white presenting or passing, and they themselves were white passing, and they consider themselves to be white. They put themselves down as white, but it's up there in their ancestry, so I don't think you can sue anybody for that. I don't think they did it intentionally. And also the clinic didn't do anything wrong. The clinic had nothing to do with it if a guy came in, even if he did it intentionally and said he was Caucasian and wasn't, although, I don't know, I have a feeling, don't they like have a picture associated? Although still, that wouldn't, obviously people can be passing as white and not fully white, but still, I don't know if that's suable because the clinic didn't know and didn't do it and isn't responsible. I don't think that they would win that lawsuit if they tried. I don't know, this one, improper background check? Oh, is that like part of... okay, I can see that. Never mind. I just don't like this one because I feel really bad for the kid. This aunt is not going to be a good mother to them. They're a horrible person already, so this is just not good. Oh, it is an egg donor. Oh, it was the woman who put down Caucasian but had a Guyanese. Okay. My bad. It was egg, not sperm. It doesn't make a big difference. My aunt got really upset and started crying. My uncle turned red and started yelling at me about how I had no right to talk about their private life, that I was a bitch and all that crap. Then they left. I got 1 minute on the cinnabons. My mom thought my comments were funny, but says I should apologize to keep the peace. And you know what? I'm going to stop it right there. You absolutely do not need to keep the peace with offensive, sexist, homophobic, and racist family members. That isn't for you to do. I have to sneeze, I'm sorry. Screw keeping the peace. Make that the racist job to keep the peace. Stop being awful, maybe instead. Yeah, I don't believe in keeping the peace with family if they're horrible people. I think your family should be on your side and have your back because you are real family and your aunt and uncle are hardly acting like it. Cut them off. Get them out of there. My dad says that they needed to hear the truth. Dad's right. Dad is correct. I think I might be the asshole because it's kind of unfair to the baby to bring her into it. I don't think you're an asshole, but I do feel real bad for the baby. The baby, it's not your fault. The baby, oh, the cinnamon buns! Hold on. Cinnamon. Forgetting that my oven seems to be hotter than, or I don't know if I'm putting it on the wrong rack, but I always end up putting everything in for like a minute, just a minute too long. So they're a little bit crispy rather than gooey, which makes me a little sad. But they are beautiful. They are beautiful. I think the icing will help make them gooey. It'll goo them up a little bit. Jeremy, thank you for subscribing. Alley-oop, thank you. Psych, it's Sav, thank you for subbing. All my cookies I keep overcooking by literally a minute, which is frustrating. I usually put it in the middle of the time that they suggest. I should really check it at the earliest. But, hey. That icing spread, though. It's coming off onto the napkin, that's fine. I'll let him cool off. Yeah. Your aunt and uncle are, assholes. That's very easily said. They're the assholes. Don't listen to anything that they say, ever. Oh, somebody even specifically pointed out, I should apologize to keep the peace. Yeah, that idea needs to die in a fire. I agree. I really hate the idea that you have to keep peace with horribly bigoted family members. No, you don't. No, you don't. The peace has already been broken. Really, you've been treated like shit for years. Apologize to them after they sincerely apologized to you for their terrible behavior. I'm worried about the poor kid. Yeah, I am very worried about the kid. That's the word, like the most disheartening part of that story is that there's a baby involved that I can only imagine how they're going to be treated by these horrible people. Do you think I can eat it already? It just came out. Wait, did I turn the oven off? Hold on. I don't think that I did. Yeah, I didn't. Whoops. Whoops. All right. Well, bon appetit. Everyone has their cinnamon bun, right? Everyone made them? A little crunchy, but still good. Not gooey like I would have hoped. That was my bad. But even a crunchy cinnamon roll is a good one. All right. They're sticky though. That's for sure. I want to try making these again because I just keep overcooking my baked goods by a minute. If I'd gotten in there a minute sooner, they would have been, ooh. I also just think my oven, I don't know if I'm putting it on the wrong rack. I kind of get mad when baking instructions never tell you specifically which rack to put it on. I need to know. That's a very important thing, I feel like. Isn't that cinnamon roll? Yeah, what did I say? Cinnabon. Am I the asshole for yelling at my girlfriend and making her leave my apartment after she made my little sister cry? Probably not. When you make a child cry, I think you're the one who's the problem. Probably. Middle rack is generally safest. That's where I put this bad boy, and he overcooked by a little bit. Just by like a couple minutes. I always put it in the middle, and it always overcooks. I don't know. It's probably me. I also just think I'm cooking everything for a minute too long by accident. I was putting it in the middle. The center is gooey, at least. Do baking instructions sometimes tell you what rack to put it on? Yeah. I feel like I'm noticing it's less common lately, but I feel like it used to always tell you, put on the top rack, put on the bottom rack. I feel like half the time they do tell you. Yeah, I guess I'll try the bottom. I always put it on the middle. I only have 2 racks, so it's not really a middle situation, but it depends on where you've put them. The oven could also be running hotter. I feel like everything just accidentally is overcooked, so I gotta check everything a couple minutes early, I think. But, hey, a crispy cinnabon is still a good cinnabon. Moon Peanuts, thank you for the prime. Okay. Oh, it's also good if you have one, what's it called? Where it circulates the air around the oven. That's always good to do, I think. We have a fan oven and you have to set it a bit cooler than on the recipe. Convection, that's it. What's a fan oven? I never heard of a fan oven before. Are they from scratch or from a tube? They're from a tube. They're cinnabon, specifically. I'm not making cinnamon rolls by hand. I will be baking pastries by hand soon. I got a bunch of puff pastry And Peaches? The jazz died! No! Not the jazz! Even if I'm baking from scratch, I usually am following a recipe that tells me specifically what to do. But anyway. I, male 23, have a younger sister, female 15. Our parents weren't the best parents for many reasons, but I ended up having to be a stand-in parent for Paige and taking a lot of the responsibilities. It isn't the best circumstance, but Paige and I have a very close relationship as a result. My sister is a good kid despite our crappy parents. Paige still lives with our parents, but I'm the one who takes her and picks her up from school every day because they certainly won't do it, and she spends a lot of time at my apartment. She also occasionally sleeps over on the weekends. I have a girlfriend, Jackie, female 23, who I've been dating for around 3 months. We were good friends in high school and reconnected after college. Jackie was aware of my family situation before we started dating, but it's caused a lot of problems. How does your Okay. Whenever I leave to go take Paige to school or take her home from school, Jackie gets visibly annoyed about it. Why? She's made multiple jokes where she'll say that I should just go and make Paige walk. We don't live in America, so the schools don't have their own buses. That was something I learned. England doesn't have school buses. You guys just don't do that. I think that's one thing we do right here. School buses is a good thing, I think. Jackie, what the fuck? I do think school buses are a good development we've made over here, but the UK doesn't do it. However, I will say their regular bus system is probably just good enough because they have a very good public transport system. So it might seem unnecessary for them to have specific school buses when their regular buses are like good. You know what I mean? I think that's why they don't have them, but it makes sense for the way each country is built. We live a bit more spread out because our country's massive. I took a bus to school. It was an hour and a half bus ride because I was one of the first stops. It was a 20-minute away school, but there was no public transport bus that would take me anywhere from picking me up near my house all the way to where I needed to get to school. It would have been a lot of walking to get to a bus stop, first of all, and then to get off at the right stop and then walk all the way to school. School buses are a necessary thing for us, but in England, they have very good public transport, so that it would probably be very unnecessary to have specific buses for schools running in the same directions as the public buses already are, because it's a lot more condensed. Everyone's a lot closer to each other. Nothing's spread out like we are. Yeah. We defo have school buses. Oh, I've been told by several English people that I guess a lot of people who went to school in England didn't have school buses. Maybe some schools did if they were maybe in areas where you were spread out, so you needed a bus specifically to come to your area. I don't really know. Or if you went to a private school or something, but all the people that I know in England didn't have school buses. They were like, yeah, we don't do that. I think you definitely don't do it as widely as we do. Pretty much every school in America has a school bus system. Whereas English schools definitely do not, as a whole. I think that's the difference. What's the difference between a public school and a private school in England? Because you guys wear uniforms in all of them. I went to private school. My private school experience feels like what the English public school experience is. But then I wonder, what's your private school like? Is that for rich kids? Our private schools aren't rich kids. Necessarily. Some of them are. Paying? I mean, obviously, that's not what I'm asking. The experience. I'm not asking about the difference. I'm asking, what's the experience like for... I know that you pay for... I went to private school. What is the difference in experience? What is the experience of a private school in England? Everyone's like, the difference is you pay for it. I want to know what it is different in how like what? Is private school in England literally posh Because that's not how a private school in America is. Yes, you pay to go there specifically, but they are not nicer schools. They're not for rich kids unless it's a specifically bougie area. I went to private school. My school was poor. It only is considered a private school because you pay for it. Not a lot. But my mom wanted the religious teachings in the school for us as kids. But American private schools are generally not fancy or rich or posh. But England private schools, it sounds like the biggest difference is they're posh. I had explained that to someone in England when they found out I went to private school for grade school and high school. They were like, oh, so your parents had money? And I was like, no, no, they didn't. And neither did these schools. They were very poor schools. Okay. Private schools are for rich kids. Yeah, I want to make that clear. In America, that's not how it works generally. So if you find out someone in America went to a private school, that doesn't mean that they had any amount of money more than kids who went, but probably an amount more, like a small amount. My parents managed to make enough money to send us to private school because that was important to them while we were kids, but we did not make a lot of money. Enough to be able to make that choice. That's already a step above other families who couldn't even have that as an option if they wanted. But why did you go to private school? I didn't choose it. But again, my parents wanted they wanted us to be taught Catholicism and go to church and stuff like that. But public schools have people from all different lifestyles. See, that's my experience in private school, was a lot of kids from all different lifestyles. The only difference in America that I've experienced between public and private schools is that public schools, they make you go to church. There's religious teachings, and you have a uniform, which some public schools even have too. But it has nothing to do with, unless you go to like a specifically rich area and they have a bougie private school, then it's a matter of money. But when you already live in a lower income area, the private schools aren't for rich kids. They're for also lower income families, but that believe in, you want you to learn about God, which is a lot of very mixed families, very diverse. Especially my high school. I will say, for being a private school, and it wasn't like an exorbitant amount of money to go to this private school, but it is an extra amount of money you do have to spend. My private school was the most diverse school I've ever heard of anyone ever going to, than anyone that I know in America and any other high schools that I knew of, even more diverse than public schools in the areas. Depending on these specific areas are definitely gonna have different, populations, but my high school was 90%, and not exaggerating, Hispanic girls from all sorts of different backgrounds. I got to learn so much. It was awesome. And also so much good food. But private school? My private school did not have a uniform? Well, that's weird. I've never heard that. I always had uniforms, but some public schools do uniforms too. But all private schools, I thought, did uniforms. But yeah. I really liked my experience in high school, outside of the actual teaching. I liked the experience with the other kids and their families a lot. But the school itself, eh. Okay, don't mind me as I eat the center of the cinnabon, the best part. But yeah, my high school was definitely not rich families by any means. In fact, almost damn near the opposite. But it was very important for those families that their kids had a religious teaching background. Okay, cinnamon buns are gone. Let's continue the thing. But yeah, anyway, my private school was not bougie. It was very not bougie. You should have seen our school lunches. They were god-awful. Okay, we don't live in America, so the schools don't have their own buses. At first, Jackie didn't seem to mind Paige being around my apartment, but started making Paige feel very unwelcome. You need to dump her. I'm just gonna say it. You need to dump her. Would make comments making Paige feel very unwelcome, like, shouldn't you be at your own house? Ew. If I was the girlfriend of a brother that cared so much about his sister and had such a close relationship and also was the one very much caring for her primarily, I would go with him. I'd go with him to pick her up and be like, hey, let's go hang out. I'd want to be like a big sister. I don't know. That would be just me. I wouldn't be so bothered about it. I think you need a new girlfriend. I've tried to talk to Jackie about this multiple times so we can solve this issue, but each time I've brought it up, she gets defensive and swears that she doesn't have a problem with Paige. I think that's a lie, and I think you need to dump her. A few days ago, it caused a massive argument between us. And you're only 3 months in. This isn't going to work. It's already too soon. This is not going to work. I'm considering breaking up with Jackie over this. You should do it. I think you should do it. Why isn't Jackie at her own house? That's a good point. This isn't Jackie's house either. You go home. Let him hang out with Paige. Whilst I was watching a movie with Jackie at my place, I got a phone call from Paige's school. She was feeling unwell, and the nurse called me to say Paige needs to go home. My parents weren't answering their phones. I explained it to Jackie and said that I'm going to pick Paige up, and she seemed very annoyed, but I'm just looking out for my sister. I would be more annoyed if I was Jackie at your parents. Not you. You're doing a great thing as a brother. Your own parents aren't answering the phone from the school that their daughter is sick. I drove to the school, picked Paige up, and drove her back to my apartment. I remembered I had an errand to run, so I told Jackie I'd be going again and asked if she wanted to come. She refused and seemed really irritated. I decided I'd talk to her once I got back. Where did Paige go? Oh no. Paige stayed with her, and that's why she's crying. Why just blatantly lie about not having a problem? You clearly do. When I got back, Paige was crying, and Jackie was in the bathroom with the door closed. I asked what happened, and Paige said that she accused her of manipulating me, screamed at her, and cussed her out. I was mortified. I mean, you just flat out lied. You know, you had the opportunity to talk about the problems that you have with your boyfriend who's trying to have, communication with you, which is so fundamentally important in a relationship. And you just blatantly lied to his face and said, I don't have a problem with her. And then waited till he wasn't in the room and screamed at her. So you're a liar and an awful person. I knocked on the bedroom door and told Jackie we need to talk. Jackie opened the door and said that Paige is an effing brat and that my girlfriend needs my attention too. I lost my temper and yelled at Jackie for... I would not have even lost my temper and yelled at her. I would have just said, well, then you're not my girlfriend and get out of my house. Go to your own house. Shouldn't you be at your own house? Jackie opened the door and said... Oh, wait, I read that. I lost my temper and yelled at Jackie for speaking about my sister like that and told her to leave. Yeah, I wouldn't have even gone that far. I would have just straight up right there, then and there said, this isn't going to work. Get out of my house. Jackie screamed at me as she was leaving. We haven't spoken since, and Jackie's friends are blowing up my phone telling me I'm a terrible boyfriend. Dump her. Dump her. Oh, wait, yeah, I need to change the title. You clearly missed me doing my makeup. I am going to make another coffee in a second, but let's read what Reddit had to say about this one. I mean, I'm bothered that, 1, she's a horrible communicator. 2, she's a liar because you asked her flat out and she had an opportunity to explain specifically if she felt like you were giving her enough attention to compensate for how much you need to give to your sister, which she should be a little bit more understanding of. But if she felt like she needed a little bit one-on-one time and like specific attention, which I think is excessive, but that was her opportunity to say it and not scream at your sister. Dump her. Throw her in the trash. Her friends also, who cares what they think? They suck too. Not the asshole. You get that Jackie sees your sister as competition, right? Your girlfriend sees your sister, a minor, as I don't think the minor situation part of this even matters, but she is a minor. It's a child that you're taking care of because your parents aren't. As competition. That's the problem, where if like Jackie feels like she's not getting enough attention, that's actually specifically it. She's in competition with your sister, she feels like, which is ridiculous. And you need to break up with her. Ooh, okay, a little debate actually happened in the Reddit comments. and somebody said competition, it's just about attention. That is what I said, although I do believe she thinks it's a competition for attention now. And then somebody said, yes, a competition for his attention. And somebody else replied, it's this exactly. My sister's abusive ex hated me because we are very close and love to spend time together. You have no reason ever to be jealous of somebody's sibling. Unless they're like weird. You know what I mean? But this is not that. This is not that kind of a situation. Yeah, dump her. 3 months in and she can't even firstly be honest with you. That's a red flag. That's a really big one, in fact, that she lied to your face when she had the opportunity to have clear communication with you. That's not going to work out. I think that's not going to work out. It's definitely not going to work out. I'm really sorry about it. I'm not sorry about it. Jackie doesn't deserve happiness with a guy like you right now because she needs to be better first. I'm going to make some more coffee in my Kill Me mug. You just keep enjoying the jazz and the cat who is sleeping there. As my coffee brews in the Keurig, I don't think that it's inherently a problem if you see your significant other interacting with their sibling and it gives you a little jealous feeling in your stomach. You don't really choose when you get that feeling over something. And I think that it says something about, it could say a few things about you if you find yourself being jealous of a person's relationship with their sibling. One, it could be rooted in jealousy that you don't have a close relationship with your siblings, or you don't have siblings and you wish that you did. Two, you wish that you had that level of closeness with your significant other, but you're not there yet, or you feel an amount of distance and it feels, you know, there's a lot of reasons you could find yourself feeling that way. But when you're given the opportunity by your partner to talk about it openly and honestly, don't lie. That's the time to be honest and admit and be like, sorry, I just kind of get a little, you know, you can be fully honest and explain, I don't have control over the fact that I'm a little bit jealous of the relationship you have with your sister. Maybe I need to dig deep with my therapist about why that is, because something else is going on with me, clearly, for me to be jealous of my boyfriend and his sister. But that's not what they did. Your first reaction to a situation is how you were raised. Your second reaction is who you are as a person. I always say this, your first thought to something is not the one that matters, because sometimes your brain will just pop the first thing and it isn't necessarily what you truly feel or believe. It's how you respond to that thought next. That makes a difference and defines who you are. So if you have like an immediate thought about something that's not nice or a nasty one, that doesn't mean that you are not a nice person or a nasty person or that you even truly feel that way. It's how you respond. And in your head, if you're like, whoa, I don't really, that's a little bit too far. I don't really feel that way. I'm just upset, jealous, guilty, whatever, you know, is making me feel that way, but no need to be rude. It's how you respond to your own first thought is who you really are. So don't even give a lot of weight to the first thought that you have about something. If it feels not nice and you're like, whoa, was that really me? It isn't. It isn't you. You choose who you are. Isn't immediately defined by how you naturally respond to something. It's how you manage the feelings you have as a response. Except unless you have an immediate response naturally that is like explosive and dangerous and, you know, physically bad. Then you gotta go do some work on it. But yeah, she seems to have an issue with your relationship, and there's definitely a reason for that, and it's not you. You're not the asshole. Let's see. Hold on, sending a message real quick. A very important one. You're gonna love it. Okay, cool. What does it mean if someone gifted me a sub to you? Am I paying that? No, you are not. That's a very good question if you don't really know how subs and gifted subs work on Twitch. If somebody gifted it to you, you didn't put any card information, they're not taking any money from you, and they will not automatically start charging you either. It is simply a free subscription that somebody else paid for. You get for that 30 days. When the 30 days is up, it will go away unless you decide to pay for it. But it is completely free for you. Somebody else has gifted, I mean, loads of people have gifted tons of subs, and you'd get the benefits of being subscribed without having to pay for it yourself, which is just the absolute most generous thing that anyone could do in a community on Twitch. And I am so thankful for it that so many of you gifted, a few of you hundreds of subs in the last 24 hours. Not even yet. 17 hours. Whoa. I feel like whoa. Time flew. Oh man, I feel like I didn't even do half the things I said I could do, but honestly, I had a great time already so far, and we do still have, what is it, 7 hours? Oh, there's still a lot of time, never mind. I got a bit carried away thinking that I was getting close to 24 when I looked at the number 17. There's still a lot of difference in those numbers. I never thought I'd ever see my stream time say 17. You seem so lively for only 3 hours of sleep. I think that I might be doing everything wrong, and maybe I only really need 3 hours. I said yesterday I was not worried about only being on 3 hours of sleep because I've done it before, and I felt fine for the entire rest of the day. Although I think I did. Anytime I've had to go to the airport where my flight's at like 7 in the morning, that requires me waking up at 4 in the morning, sometimes even 3. And usually I don't get to bed any sooner than 12. So I've done this before and then got on a plane and traveled, but I usually sleep on the plane. It's 11:30. I did wake up only at 9. I think that things will change in a few hours. I might need another nap later, but also I might just be able, you know what I think? This has been my theory for a little while because I knew that I am able to function off 3 hours of sleep. Maybe even 4. I think 4 would have been better. I actually, all right, let me be really honest. I woke up earlier than 9. Not by a lot. I woke up at 8:30, so 2.5 hours of sleep. And once I woke up at 8:30, I had to pee and I got out of bed. And then once I got back in bed, I was like, well, I'm awake now. And I felt fine. I even thought about getting up and just getting on stream right away, but I was like, let me at least lay in bed till 9. I do think 4 would have been the sweet spot, but I didn't want to be gone for that long. What if the real amount of hours I need is 4, but every night that I get 8, I'm just getting 2, I'm double sleeping unnecessarily, but there isn't a big negative difference in my life after having an extra double sleep? I don't know. We'll find out I feel like I'm going to get tired in a couple of hours. I'm not going to lie. In fact, I kind of feel like I can tell it's going to come. I can tell tired is going to come in a little while. That's why this is here. Let's read some more Am I the Assholes? And then after I finish this last cup of coffee and these Am I the Assholes, I am going to play some more Slime Rancher. Because if I'm honest, I'm a bit obsessed. I'm having a real great time playing it. It's kind of really fun. If you've never played Slime Rancher 1, I honestly, with Slime Rancher 2 coming out, would say, unless you're like a streamer and specifically want to stream Slime Rancher 2 because it's new and people want to watch the new game, if you're just an individual who wants to play these games for yourself, don't worry about Slime Rancher 2 right now. Play the first one. They're literally, so far, identical, except Slime Rancher 2 is a little bit more difficult because there's a lot more resource gathering. The game's a little bit more dangerous. You kind of have to already know what you're doing from the previous game to be able to immediately do well at it. I would say if you want to start getting into the Slime Rancher games as an individual little gamer for yourself, forget about 2 right now. Go and play the first one. It's incredible. And the graphics are literally exactly the same. It is an identical looking game. Mechanics are all identical. It is exactly the same thing. But the story is really good. I don't know where the story in 2 is going yet, but I think I 100% really recommend you play the first one. If you're interested in it and you're just playing it for yourself, do the first one. And then consider. I don't know how much Slime Rancher 1 costs. Let me go find out for you. Slime Rancher 2 was about $30 on Steam. I don't know what it is on other platforms, if it's even on other platforms yet. Slime Rancher 1, I do believe, is on other platforms. And on Steam, Slime Rancher 1 is $20 right now. I kind of wish they would have done a sale, considering 2 just came out. And a lot of people are going to be interested in playing the first one now. But $10 less than the second one, if that's even more incentive for you to play it, because you could really use that $10 saved, and you could excuse paying $20 on a game, but not quite the $30 for Slime Rancher 2. You're not sure about it. The first one, very worth it. So worth it, so good. What is this Slime Rancher Secret Style Pack, though? Oh, it changes the look of the slimes. I think that only works on the first game. I kind of want it. I'm never going to play the first game again. I did already. The style pack is sick, though. I really got to look up what the slimes are going to be. I feel like I cannot... I'm going to keep playing right now. But at some point, I am going to ditch every slime in my corrals. And start over with the combinations, because I think that there's room for much better ones than I did. The Real Water Tribe, thank you for gifting a sub. Architects, thank you for the 100 bits. I missed that before. Don't worry about not being able to gift subs. Literally, I hope nobody worries about that. I appreciate you being here as a viewer. Period. Thank you for the bits, though. James, thank you for the gifted sub. And Natalia, thank you for the sub. I will be doing more Slime Rancher 2 today. I'm gonna go pee before we keep going with reading. But yeah, I can't tell you for certain if I recommend you jump straight into buying Slime Rancher 2. I haven't finished it yet, obviously, but I would, without a doubt, recommend the first one for anyone who's now interested in it because they're hearing about it. I think forget the second one right now. Go play the first one. It's the exact same game so far, but better. Literally, the first one is the same game so far, but better because the story is a lot more present. Does that make sense? The story in the first one is a lot more present actively in the game than the second one seems to be so far. I'm only 4 hours in. Anyway, I'll be right back. right. Let's finish up this coffee, read a couple more Am I the Assholes, and let's play Slime Rancher because it is really, really fun. And if you've liked the gameplay that I've been doing so far, even more reason to buy the first one because it is literally the same exact game. Would you stream Overwatch 2 or not? That is so funny because only just minutes ago did I get added to a group chat of all my friends who are interested in playing Overwatch 2. In fact, I have 2 groups of people that I will be playing Overwatch 2 with, I'm sure at some point on stream. I'm very excited about it. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'm very excited about it. Okay, cool. Can we see Star? I won't disturb her. She's a sleeping beauty. Hello. Starlord has a vet appointment. And I thought it was today for a second. I was like, I didn't make any appointments for today by accident, right? Other than the fact that I said I'd hang out with my friends tonight. Let's see how long that 3 hours of sleep really can take me, though. I do think I'm going to be napping again later. Like for a 20-minute and or hour. Okay. Let's pick out some good ones. I mean, let's just read all the ones I set aside and finish my coffee up. And go from there. Am I the asshole for lowering the amount of money I send to my parents? I, 33 male, have... NC with my parents. Is that no contact? Everybody on Reddit uses just abbreviations, and I never know what they are. NC, no contact, right? I'm thinking. No contact. Okay. I just had to be sure. I wasn't certain. I, 33 male, have no contact with my parents, 72 male retired, and 65 female about to retire, and siblings for about 1.5 years now. But I have always been sending my parents money on the 1st of every month ever since I graduated college and got a job. I increased, but why? I assume they need the money for help. Your dad's retired, your mom is about to retire, and you've been sending them money. There isn't a reason specified specifically yet, but I increased this amount as my career progressed. So as of 2020, I have been sending them both $1,000 each. Why, though? I can only assume it's because they need money, so he's agreed at some point to make regular payments to help them out. And obviously they're older. They are about to retire. He's been doing this since he graduated college, though, which I'm going to assume was at 21, when anyone who would have entered college at 18, did their 4 years, would have exited, and he's 33. He doesn't clarify, which is weird, but I'm just going to assume they needed him to give money to help out. Maybe their jobs weren't making enough. Times are tough. And he's increased it, and it is now currently $1,000 for each of them that he pays them. This continued through the pandemic and my wedding, which I paid for myself without any parental support. I wouldn't imagine parental support if they're needing money from you. Or is he just doing it because he does it? It's common to send money to your parents in some countries. I wonder if that's the thing, because I've never heard of that just being a thing that you do for no reason. Unless they need it specifically to get by. But that wasn't, he didn't say anything about that. I've also been paying for the internet service at my parents' house since I started working after college. For context, the currency in my home... Oh, you're spot on. The currency in my home country, which we don't know if he does clarify or not, but right now we don't know what that is such that an average meal plus drink in the business district costs $10. Outside the city, this can go down to $5 to $6. I never knew that was just like a thing in other countries, that when you graduate college, you just give money to your parents regularly. Huh. I mean, that's very nice. Unless they don't really need it and you could use it. I feel like that is a time when maybe you don't send them the money, but I didn't know about this. So this is new to me. My decision to cut off contact was due primarily to wanting to escape from their narcissistic ideology that children belong to their parents. That's where I could have only imagined where this can stem from a not healthy relationship with parents kind of a place, you know what I mean? Which was made all the worse when my father attempted to enforce this on my wife 1.5 years ago after we got married. Yeah, that's a thing. That is unfortunately a thing. That's also a big cultural thing. Certain cultures, the relationship traditionally that exists between parents and kids can be very unfair, unbalanced. And that's really unfortunate because you are not owned. Oh. I just love seeing a little sleepy kitty change position. Do a little stretch. I love you with my whole heart. Macy, thank you for gifting a sub. Dayo, thank you for subscribing. Lauren, thank you for gifting. When I did my stream where I had anonymous advice that I was giving. Oh, that was another thing I want to do on stream. I forgot about this one. I didn't even say it yesterday. I said it with the mods. I want to do anonymous secrets on Instagram maybe later. We got like 7 hours to fill, so I'm not worried about it. But somebody sent in an advice and said, how can I not disappoint my parents or something along those lines? And it's, I think, very sad when you're living your life making decisions specifically to not disappoint your parents and not for yourself. But that happens a lot. And you should be living your life for you and not for them. And at some point, they need to understand as adults, and you as an adult, all need to live your lives for yourself. And you need to let your kids do that. What's the schedule for the next 7 hours? God knows. I'm just going to be here. Slime Rancher 2, Anonymous Secrets, Am I the Asshole? Solid advice, but it is a shame because the thing is, if you do decide in that situation to live your life for yourself, that means you will disappoint your parents. Unfortunately, I think that it means that you have to. That doesn't mean you did anything wrong when you disappoint somebody. In fact, I think that their expectations were unfair to begin with, to be quite frank. And that's a very difficult thing to do in certain families. To disappoint your parents is like horrible. So it's tough. It's tough out there for kids. You know what I mean? It's tough out there. And I don't mean kids as in minors. I mean kids of parents, period. I'm a kid of a parent. Being the child of somebody is hard. More recently, my wife and I moved to a different country for my work, and we gave birth to our baby daughter there. With all the changes to our financial situation, it was getting too difficult to maintain the monthly sum that I was remitting back to my parents. Is that like paying back being raised? Is that where that idea comes from? Because I don't think that's fair. I had never heard of it before. And I do think that, I think there's a level of having respect back to your parents for the work that they do put in to raise you some of the time. My father worked very hard to the point where we didn't see him very much, but he worked 3 different jobs to make sure that we were always taken care of. And also one of the jobs being volunteer firefighter to also take care of the community. And it's something you don't appreciate as a kid, but you kind of have respect for later, and you do your best to let them know that you very much appreciate them, kind of pay it back, but not in physical, literal amounts of money, I wouldn't say. But that's just how my family works. Not trying to be judgy of anybody's families. And if it's something to support your family because it's something that your parents need, that's really great. But right now, he's in a situation where he needs the money, and his parents are retiring, which I think means they may not need this money as much anymore. I don't know how much they even needed it before, or if it was just simply the customary thing of paying the money to your parents now that you're an adult and out of college. Maybe he was paying back all of the money they spent for college. They really don't clarify in this, so I can only speculate. Calculating the cost of raising a kid, including her college fund, which is, wow, planning big ahead, and that's really good. And if you're able to do that, great, good for you. Having a family, my wife is a homemaker, as well as the medical bills, made it very clear that I would only be able to sustain the arrangement if I terminated the internet plan and reduced the amount I was sending to them to $300. How much were you paying for internet? That shouldn't be that much. How much was your internet? Bro. It's like you owe them for being alive. Some parents definitely feel that way. Which I would say I don't feel is very fair. You didn't ask to be here. Just like me, Shrub, in that Empires episode that you guys watched last before I jumped back on stream. I didn't ask to be born. I sent an email to my parents. Oh, that's very formal. I don't know where they come from, but I can definitely see that there's a different kind of a dynamic between kids and parents that I didn't even know existed personally. But I sent an email to my parents. I've never emailed my parents. I do email my mom my Christmas list. It's just easiest for her. Although now I have an Amazon wish list. She just keeps checking and I keep adding stuff too instead. It's so hard to give my mom a Christmas list. I don't want to do it anymore, but like she will buy me things if I don't do it, and I'd rather her spend money on things that I would use, but I usually just buy the things that I need. Anyway, that was I sent an email to my parents detailing the planned changes and the reasons for reducing the amounts. The reply from my father began with the fact that he had spent so much money raising me. See, that's not fair. If they want, like, and sending me through college, which I don't even think is, it's not, wanting to pay you back for being raised in the first place is a bit much to me. Offering to pay back because your parents paid for your college, that's different. But he spent so much money raising me and sending me through college that it was only right that I maintained the monthly $1,000 payments. The thing is, though, do they need it? I feel like that's the most important question here. If they really are struggling, they also need money. You guys all need to figure out a new plan, it sounds like. Maybe all live together. I don't know. Find another solution because... But I don't know how much they actually are relying on this money. It doesn't seem to be that they do. Yeah, when you choose to have a kid, that's your job to pay for them. You don't hold that over your child later. I don't know. I don't agree with that one. Along with it also came a tirade of guilt-tripping phrases such as not telling us about the birth of our granddaughter. Oh, did you pop out a baby and not tell you? Oh, wait. I don't know. I think you should maybe tell your grandparents when they become grandparents. I don't think it's an excuse to guilt trip you over, but this seems like a very formal relationship with parents. Oh wait, I forgot. This is all happening after he has gone no contact. That's why it's so formal. I literally already forgot about that bit. Okay, never mind. I forgot about that. I literally forgot. Why do they have no contact? It all makes sense now. Okay, not telling us about the birth of our granddaughter. He went no contact. So I changed my mind. You were not owed that information because he has decided that he doesn't want contact with you anymore. And some thinly veiled threatening ones like, I will come to location to visit our dear son. Ooh, that's scary. I wouldn't want an email like that from my parents. The email conversation was not pretty and brought up a lot of old hurts that were the reason I went no contact in the first place. At the end of all, my father's final response still had the following words, do send the 1K. I understand that I have a debt to repay. No, I don't agree with that personally. And if you do, and you feel strongly that you have a debt to repay for your upbringing, I don't think that's a very healthy way of going about that whole, that is not a debt that you pay back for being born. I don't know, man. I don't agree with that. But it is really getting to the point where the concept of blind, I don't know that word. Hold on, I gotta Google it. How do you say this? Hold on, everybody. It says blind filial piety?
Filial.
Yeah, that's how you say it. Okay. I don't know what that means. Of or due from a son or daughter. Oh, I never heard that word before. That's my word of the day. Specifically owed from a son or daughter. You learn something new every day. is beginning to feel like egotistic nonsense. Am I the asshole for wanting to keep that money for my own family? This kind of sucks, and this is where maybe certain traditions and mindsets need to be reconsidered to salvage just having a relationship with your children at all. Your kid doesn't want to talk to you anymore. I don't know. That's kind of sad. That's very sad. That's a common phrase there. Oh, is this South Korea? He didn't say what country he comes from, and I've never heard that phrase before. Filial piety. But if that's a very common phrase there, there's a good chance that that's where they come from. We just know that they come from another country that isn't... I guess he says home country, which I don't think anyone refers to. I would assume they are not American, at the very least. Okay, I want to read Reddit's comments. I don't feel very good about this one. I don't feel really good. You're not, just for being born, you don't, to an extent, do you want to repay the thankfulness that you feel for your parents and what they've done for you growing up? They paid for your college. Sure. Does that mean a lump sum of $1,000 every month for each your mother and your father? I think that is when it becomes about money instead of truly caring about family, because your parents let you go no contact and are still demanding money from you. That doesn't sound like a good relationship between parent and child. I think that's more important than money. That's my hot take. I think the relationship with your son is more important than money and being paid back for a life he did not ask for, that you chose to have him. And I don't want to step on what is different countries' cultures, but I think just still I would say nothing is worth losing the relationship with your child. Is it worth it? Is it worth it at that point? That you must be, there's a matter of respect that you're expecting back from your child that's like traditional, but you're losing your child. You don't have respect or the child anymore, you know? I don't know. You shouldn't owe anyone for being alive. If you feel like you want to give back because you are thankful, that's a different story. It's a choice of yours to make. If you want to pay back money for your parents paying for your college, and that's a choice you decide to make, again, you can do that if you feel so inclined. I don't think it should be expected. I don't know. You can be grateful for the life you were given by your parents, even if they weren't perfect parents, without having to pay them a monthly payment of $1,000 to your mother and your father separately. That's $2,000 a month, and you're starting your own family, which I truly hope they know not to continue that cycle down. But considering they decided to take the stand of no longer contacting their parents anymore, but unfortunately are still sending the money, I think that they're not going to be continuing that cycle down to their own child, it sounds like to me. But Reddit commenters said, what debt? They chose to have children, so they, of course, had to provide for you. There is no debt you need to repay. Stop the payments. You have a family of your own. Put the money you usually send over to them aside for your kiddo. He even offered to continue paying each of them. It was $1,000 to each parent, yes. And he also offered to continue paying each one $300 instead. He didn't even say, I'm going to stop sending you money. I just have to send you less because I am struggling and I am having a child. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do know. I just don't think it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it to lose your child. Also, that money, oh my God, $2,000 a month from the time that he graduated college, which I'm assuming was the age of 21. That could be wrong, but I'm just going with it for the sake of going with a number. And he's 33 now. Let's do a little bit of math real quick. It's 12 years of paying $2,000 for 12 months. I hope I did this correct. That's $288,000 over the course of 12 years, paying $2,000 every month. That's potentially in some places, maybe less so nowadays, but could have been maybe somewhere, a house That could have been a house, bro. Yeah. Not the asshole. Your parents chose to have children. You do not owe them that debt. Having children is not a financial investment that you get to cash in on later. You now have a child of your own. Stop sending that money to them. And don't expect that money from your child either. I think you understand that that's probably not a good relationship to build off of for a parent and child. Having a payment plan for being alive. I don't know about that one. I just simply don't feel good about it. Somebody wrote in the comments, I'm Asian origin, although my parents were never money grabbing. Your post is giving me strong Asian parent vibes. Not the asshole. Your child is your priority now. End of story. Besides, children are programmed to love their parents. It takes a lot for a child to go no contact with a parent. Also true. And he's still even paying them money. And offered to continue paying them money, just a bit less. What do you owe parents who obviously traumatized you during your adolescence? I'll leave it at that. It's a shame because that'll definitely damage they went no contact. That's got to be heartbreaking for even the parent has to admit somewhere in there that that's heartbreaking for them too. And they have to just love their child. And I don't know. Maybe they don't. It takes a lot for a kid to decide to let go of. There's so much that goes along with cutting off parents. So much security that you don't have them as resources to go to when you're in trouble. And anyone who's the kid of a parent is always going to want to, if they're in trouble or need help or advice, their parents who raised them and have gone through the process of being adults and parents, that's who you would go to. Cutting that off is a big deal for a kid. Even an adult kid, you know what I mean? I'm saying the word kid as in was born from someone. Doesn't matter how old you are now. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we can find something a little bit fun. Here we go. Am I the asshole for calling my sister an insensitive bitch after she stole my daughter's name? That sounds messy, but fun. That sounds fun, messy, maybe? 3 years ago, I gave birth to a little girl who... Never mind. I'm just gonna... It wasn't a fun one. In the first sentence, it wasn't fun anymore, so I'm gonna go for a lighthearted one. I'm just gonna pass and go for the lighthearted one. A big oop on that. Am I the asshole for potty training my niece and nephew? That cannot go wrong, possibly. I mean, somehow it did. I, 30s female, have one child, a 2-year-old daughter, 26 months old, and I am lucky enough to be... Why you guys gotta use letters instead of words? What is... Stay-at-home mom. S-A-H-M. Stay-at-home mom. Having had the time and good fortune, I was able to potty train our daughter when she was 21 months. Damn. It's pretty good. Every family is different, and this worked for us. She's been day trained reliably since about 22 months and night trained for the past month. My brother and his wife have 2 kids, Irish twins, 3 male and female. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure what that means is they are 9 months apart, being that one was born and then the next one was born immediately after, as soon as it was possible to be pregnant again. So they're born in the same year. They usually go in the same grade, unless that crossover separates their grades depending on what months were in between. You know how once October rolls around is usually the cutoff where they get bumped to the next grade. But they're born in the same year. But are not twins. They're called Irish. Why are they called Irish twins? But yeah, that's just back-to-back baby. Irish twins, 3 male and female. Their daughter just turned 3, and their son will be 4 in almost 2 months. Both were still in diapers. No judgment there. We all have different lives, and every kid is different. Fair enough. They had a chance to go to a destination wedding and asked if we could watch their kids for 8 days. I love my niece and nephew and I'm home anyway, so we said yes. On day 2 of their visit, my niece noticed my daughter's princess panties and asked if she could have some too. I said sure. But when you wear panties, you have to use the toilet. I had a pack that is too big for my daughter currently and gave those to her. She had one accident that day, but otherwise took to it amazingly well. Oh no. This I have a lot of thoughts immediately and not even a whole lot has happened yet. But this doesn't sound good so far. When you have a 3 and 4-year-old kid that take to potty training immediately, which means they've been ready. And did you not try? You haven't tried, I think. I don't know. Don't let your kids be in diapers longer than they have to. At some point, they'll make it clear they are ready, I think. I don't know. I'm not experienced in this one. On day 4, my nephew commented on being the oldest and being the only one in diapers and asked if he could have some undies too, but not princess ones. So I had the same talk with him about using the toilet and practiced a couple times. We went to the store. 4 is definitely old enough to just be like cognitive, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't know, present enough in your own brain where like there's a little baby thought process happening at that point. Oh, look at that. Cat movement. She's switching position. Look how shiny she is. What a lady. Anyway. Cognitively developed enough. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Where he knows when it is time to go and use the toilet. He can make that distinction and say, oh, gotta go sit down. Because I'm not in a diaper anymore right now. They have enough awareness at that point. Even the 3-year-old too seems to have that. We went to the store and he picked himself out some undies and has had 0 accidents and is dry overnight too. What a lad. When my brother and son-in-law came back, it was obviously mentioned that they were out of diapers. I mentioned that the niece has been wearing a pull-up overnight, but nephew was dry 24/7. My brother's first reaction was he was happy and thanked me. Wait. Sister-in-law. Did I say son-in-law a second ago? It's sister-in-law. My brother and sister-in-law. Their brother's wife, obviously. My sister-in-law, on the other hand, got really mad. I don't know why you'd ever get mad about somebody just potty training your kids when they were clearly ready to. That's what I'm afraid of. That's the kind of reaction and situation I'm afraid of. Why has this happened? She got mad, told me I had no right, etc., and that it's one thing to force my kid to do it when she's too young. I don't think it was forced anyway, but okay. But another to force her kids too. They asked if they could have undies. They were ready. They made the decision themselves. They're little beings now, and they can do that. I never intended to potty train them. I wouldn't even say that you did. You just gave them underwear and said, now when you use the I mean, I guess that's all it took. That's how ready they were. I figured I'd be changing diapers for 8 days, and that was fine. But when they asked, it seemed wrong to deny a child and keep them in diapers. Am I the asshole? No, that's really weird. I'm a little bit nervous about this mother's choices to be keeping them in diapers in this way when they're clearly ready to be out of them. I don't know what that's about. That seems really weird. Sounds like mom coddled severely. Something's weird about that, right? Diapers are expensive too. Yeah, they could have been done with that a long time ago. They could have been done with diapers and been saving money. Not the asshole, you did just what the kids wanted. Your story makes it sound like they were calling the shots, initiating the process, and just ready to go. Your sister-in-law has problems. I don't know. I think there's like sometimes mothers don't want their kids to grow up at certain points, and they try and hold on to like a level of youth in them for too long at different stages. One being not letting them get potty trained, because that's like a next stage up in your child's life. I don't know if that's the case in this one. Something weird's going on. I don't know. That was a little bit uncomfortable. I think the mom just wanted to train them herself. I don't think that's true, because they could have been done then by now. It sounds like the 4-year-old immediately just transitioned into underwear and understood completely what that means. She could have done it already herself. It doesn't sound like she had tried to at all and was keeping her kids in diapers intentionally. That's just all speculation. But if she wanted them to be potty trained, it definitely could have been done by now, considering how easy it happened in a single sentence to the kid. Yeah, you can have underwear, you just have to use the toilet. And then immediately he did and never had an accident. They're well beyond ready if that happens. They're like well beyond ready, I think. You have to be potty trained for most preschools and kindergartens. They might not be in preschool yet. In fact, he's not even 4 yet, so they're probably not there. So they still had time, but it's weird when the kids are telling you they're ready and then you're mad about it. Because again, her sister-in-law, or OP, didn't do it by choice. The kids asked to be in underwear because they decided themselves they were ready. That's how you know you let it go for too long. When the kids are the ones calling the shots and the kids wanted to wear it. Even if it was true that she wanted to train them herself, you can't be mad at your sister-in-law because the kids themselves decided and were just simply ready. That's not anybody's fault then. And you could be a little sad and be like, oh man, I was hoping maybe right when I came back I could do it or something, but she didn't force her kids to do it. That's not acceptable to be upset at your sister-in-law because that isn't what happened. At least, at the very minimal. So, even if she wanted to do it herself, it's not really reasonable to be upset at your sister-in-law because it happened while you were away. When she didn't force it, you can even ask your kids, because again, they're present enough in their little baby brains to say, yeah, I wanted to be in underwear now. They could probably just very well tell you that themselves. Her brother was happy, yeah. The brother was happy about it and thanked his sister. So it's only the mother of the kids that was weird about it and got mad. It sounds like she thinks they were forced to. I think she is overly coddling her children a little bit. She could have texted her the situation, maybe. I don't think that the sister-in-law who was watching the kids even thought this was a situation. Hey, your kids asked for underwear, so they're potty trained now. I don't know that I would have thought that that was necessary to update. And that's also not what she's upset about. So even if that was true, that isn't what the mother of these kids is upset about. So I don't know. This one's weird. Her kids were both long past ready to potty train and she could not be bothered to do it. I don't know if that's the case. I don't think it's that she wasn't bothered. I think there was something else going on where she was like holding back doing it, scared about doing it, not ready to move forward with that process, not ready to let her kids grow up in that kind of a way yet, or just something going on. But to be upset and saying that your sister-in-law forced them, that's unreasonable. That's not true. That's just not what happened. Also, I'd be thrilled to not have to change diapers anymore personally, but, you know, to each their own. Or she didn't want to miss that experience. But again, that's not what she's upset about. She didn't say that. That's not what she said. And if she feels like she missed out on the experience, you should have done the experience before you left on vacation, or like a year ago, because it sounds like they've been ready for a long time. I don't know, man. Not the asshole, and what is wrong with your sister-in-law? I would have been eternally grateful for someone potty training my kids. I agree with you that all kids are different when it comes to that, but your sister-in-law seems to be lagging in this area if she hasn't even started trying to train them and they're showing interest in it. I don't know if she's never tried. It does sound like it if they took to it too quick, where if she had tried, they would have been potty trained, I think, flat out, which makes me think she didn't try because they took to it instantly, so they were ready. I don't know. It is a thing where you let your kid tell you when they're ready, unless it gets to a point where it's too long, and then, you know, maybe get some help from a family therapist that can help guide you. But kids will let you know when they're ready. You don't even have to force it. No one has to force anything. Yeah. I would not be surprised if the mother was still breastfeeding. I wouldn't put it past her. That's a whole different kind of a holding on to your babies for too long kind of a vibe. Yeah. Not the asshole. There is a type of potty training called child-led when the kid becomes interested in the potty. I'm betting 4-year-old has been wanting to use it and his mom won't let him. If she's actively keeping them away from the toilet, that's a whole other kind of a problem too. I don't know. I think,